Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name is Landon, and here we play Jank. Today, I am bringing you what I am calling MurderKrow. It is all about Honchkrow. Let's take a look at Honchkrow. Honchkrow has a single energy attack, triple draw, no damage, but draw 3 cards. Helpful in a bind, not something you really want to rely on. The other attack, 1 darkness, 2 colorless, so you can use Twin Energy because it's not a Pokemon B. You do 120 damage. Then you switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Murkrow. So it's a form of a hit and run deck. And the benefit of this is really to save your attacker. You only have to get Honchkrow up and attack, and then you can constantly switch back to a Murkrow, forcing your opponent to play boss's orders or some other gusting effect to bring Honchkrow forward to get that KO and remove an attacker from the field. Now, you might be asking, won't it be difficult to get Murkrows out? Let's take a look at Murkrow. Here we go. Murkrow, 60 HP Pokemon, not very high health, so we can use Level Ball, which I do use in this deck, but the attack Flock for colorless energy, so you can use your Twin Energy, you can use double Turbo Energy, you can use your Dark Energy, whatever you're playing, you can use that, and search your deck for up to 2 Murkrow, put them onto your bench, shuffle your deck. So it's accelerating Murkrow onto the bench. A decent first turn going second attack. You're going second, you can use an attack, might as well use Flock. Find a couple extra Murkrow, throw them on the bench. 1 Murkrow might get knocked out. Unlikely that 2 will on your opponent's second turn of the game. Is possible, a little risky, but you know, Flock will definitely help you get those Murkrows out. And that's really all that we care about, Murkrow, and with Honchkrow there. So you might be looking at the other Pokemon, and you might know Bidoof along with Bibarel for draw. Bibarel has this awesome ability, once during your turn you may draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. So you're playing down a lot of Murkrow, you're getting energy out on the field, you're trying to do a lot, sometimes you just need that little extra draw, and Bibarel gives quite a bit of little extra draw. So we played 2 copies of that. Really, that's just how much space Bibarel normally takes up. A 2/2 line of Bibarel is pretty common, actually. We play 1 copy of Manaphy. Every deck plays Manaphy. You kind of have to. Any Pokemon that can hit the bench, Manaphy is going to help you in that matchup and protect those Murkrows that we were talking about that you're putting on the bench. So then they can only take 1 Murkrow per turn. Next up, and this is the jankiest part of the deck. I will fully admit, this is possibly the most janky deck I have built on this channel so far, and this is the most janky part. We play Zubat. Not just Zubat. We play Golbat. This Golbat has an ability, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may draw 2 cards. A little bit extra draw, not bad. And then we have Crobat, with the ability, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may draw 3 cards. Extra draw, not bad. The key here is Crobat and Zubat both have free retreat. Sadly, Golbat doesn't. I believe there is a Golbat with free retreat. Yes, there's this Golbat, but as you can see, it's pretty terrible. Single energy, 30 damage, no one cares. You know, no ability or anything like that. We prefer this Golbat for the extra draw, even though it has the 1 retreat cost. And why, oh why, could free retreat be so important? For that, let's jump over to trainers. Actually, first off, Crobat's double colorless attack for 100 is actually a pretty good backup attacker. But anyways, back to the trainers. Here we go. Why do we need free retreat? We'll start off with Yell Horn. We have Yell Horn in the deck as a full 4 copies of it because it leaves both Pokemon in the active spots confused. So your opponent's Pokemon's confused, but yours is as well. You know what you can do while you're confused? You can retreat. So you put Crobat in the active after they knock out one of your Murkrows, you play down Yell Horn, and you retreat into Honchkrow while your opponent is stuck with an active Pokemon that is now confused. They either have to retreat it, which most decks aren't really playing a lot of switch cards. If they are playing retreat cards, there are things like Air Balloon, which maybe they get free retreat from Air Balloon, maybe they don't, but you know, maybe they're just spending energy, sending it to the discard to get rid of confusion, or they risk it. They risk that coin flip. 30 damage to themselves, or their attack goes through. 50-50 chance. A lot of people are not willing to risk it. But that's why we play the free retreater and Yell Horn. We also have 2 copies of Air Balloon. Usually these are going to be put on the Bibarel, and this gives you another free retreat option. It's not as good as the Crobat option. Like I said, Crobat is also a decent backup attacker. 2 energy, 100 damage. But we still need to get Bibarels out of the active. We also play Bird Keeper. So there will be moments where you attack with a Honchkrow, you retreat into a Murkrow, and your opponent's not able to get that to get an attacker ready and KO that Murkrow. A, that's pretty good for you, but B, you now need to get that Murkrow out of the active position so that you can attack again with Honchkrow. Bird Keeper is a great way to do that. It switches your active with one of your bench and draws you 3 cards, but we also play Escape Rope for that. Now, Escape Rope's a really fun card. It can really mess with your opponent and their strategies. Escape Rope into a Bibarel that has an Air Balloon, play down that Yell Horn, retreat out of that Bibarel, send up the Honchkrow. Maybe they were trying to protect their attacker from being hit, but it's their only Pokemon, so they had to send it up. Those sorts of things. Escape Rope can help you out. It can damage your opponent. It can also help them out sometimes, not gonna lie, but it's still a great card to have in the deck. So those 2 cards are all about getting something out of the active and getting what you want actually in the active. Let's see. I talked about Level Ball. Level Ball can search out all your basics and even Golbat. So a lot of search options there. I did originally have Quick Ball, but discarding a card came at a pretty high cost for this deck actually, and you couldn't search out Golbat. That was it. That was the only difference. If we switch back to the Pokemon, all of our basics, 70 HP, 70 HP, 60 HP, 40 HP, which is like really low for Zubat, but we want that free retreat. Level Ball gets them. So we aren't really concerned about that. We play 4 copies of Evolution Incense to help you find your Honchkrows, your Golbats, your Crobats, and your Bibarels. We play 3 copies of Dark Patch because sometimes your dark energy are going into the discard. Sometimes you gotta use it to retreat that Murkrow that's in the active, and then you want to get that energy back into the game. I like to Dark Patch onto Crobat, personally. Then he has an energy there waiting for him, and you just need to attach one and attack for 100 one of these turns. We play 2 copies of Ordinary Rod because getting back Murkrows will be important. If you get back 4 Murkrows, that means you'll have a total of 7 Murkrows, with one of them being a Honchkrow, so that's why it's 7. And if people are knocking out 7 Murkrows, they've won, so it's extra assurance there. It even can get you back a Honchkrow. Let's say they get a Honchkrow knockout pretty early on, and you need that Honchkrow back. Ordinary Rod is going to help you out there. We play 4 copies of Choice Belt because Choice Belt is an amazing tool card. 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon B, turning Honchkrow into hitting 150, which is going to be 2 hitting Lugia V-Star and other V-Stars like that. Sadly, we're struggling against VMAXs. This deck's Achilles heel, not only is it the jankiness, because, like I said, jankiest deck I've had on this channel, but it is VMAX's. Hope they flip tails on confusion. That's literally my only answer to that. Hope they flip tails. But Choice Belt is a fantastic tool here. And then we've got 3 copies of Marnie. Just a great disruption card, a great draw card, a great way to get what you need when you need it. So then we go to energy, and we're playing 13 energy. Now this might be on the heavy side. I will fully admit that, but we have 4 copies of Twin Energy, 2 copies of Double Turbo Energy. The reason for that is you need at least 6 attacks. At the very least, you need 6 attacks. Right there, you have them, all Honchkrow, all the time, if you need it. We play 7 copies of Darkness Energy here, and that's because we're playing Dark Patch, so we really have 10 copies. The 3 copies of Dark Patch, the 7 copies of Darkness Energy. And those can be played down to retreat. Those can be played down just to save up on a Pokemon that will pay off later on. Sometimes I'll attach to a Murkrow, and a Murkrow will get knocked down, so I have 1 Honchkrow, 1 Murkrow. That Murkrow has energy on it. I gotta send into the active, and it will get KO'd in the future, and I'll lose that energy. But I want to try to build up 2 Honchkrows with a Murkrow on the bench that I can keep sending up, and then recover, bring back out, play it down, and have 2 Honchkrows just in case one goes down, the other one can come in and sweep up. So that is the deck. Let's go ahead and go into a test match here, and I'll show you kind of how it's all moving. Like I said, this is the jankiest deck that I've shown, so I'm really hoping this works. I've been testing it, and I've gotten some help from some friends, so I think it's in a good spot. I would love to find space for a stadium, but I don't know what to cut. Going down to 2 Honchkrow frightens me. Right now we're at 3. Going down to 2 really scares me, because if you prize 1 and then 1 gets KO'd, getting that 1 back is so important. But, ooh, we are starting off with 2 Murkrows here. That's not a bad start. We even have a Yell Horn. Now, I don't think we're going first. No, they're going first. So we want to use that flock attack. That's going to get us our last 2 Murkrows out of the deck and onto the field. Now, see, they play Gape Jaw Bog, which will be doing damage to some of our Pokemon. But luckily, it won't be too bad for us. We're going to play Marnie. See a new hand. Hopefully we don't draw into any Murkrows, but it can happen. Okay, so we didn't draw into any Murkrows, but we also didn't really get much. But we're going to flock and get 2 more Murkrows out of the deck onto the bench. All 4 Murkrows out. We have no Bibarel. We have no... I mean, we don't have a lot right now, so let's hope we can draw into something. We do have a Bird Keeper and an Escape Rope, so we can kind of manipulate the field here to get what we need to get going here. So our opponent, which is the AI, is playing the Hisuian Zoroark deck, so that's why they got the Gape Jaw Bog out, and they want damage on their Pokemon. That is how they fuel their big damage dealing stuff. Now, okay. I'm a little confused by Damage Pump because I don't think it took it away from another Pokemon, but maybe I was just confused. So what we're hoping for right now is a Twin Energy. So I'm going to Evolution Incense, grab this Honchkrow, and we will Bird Keeper up a Murkrow. Oof, we did not get it, so I'm just going to attach, evolve. I'm even going to evolve another one here, because we got all 4 out, so why not? And we're going to take this turn off. Now, we left a Murkrow in the active. They can KO that if they're able to. Doesn't look like they'll be able to, but you never know what this Cresselia is going to do. They just need 1 energy, and I think technically then they can do it. Oof, they can hit the bench even with that. Interesting. Perlion comes down, so they're relying on the Liepard Perlion. Ooh, we get a double turbo, but we can also just... Wacha. And that double turbo can be played on the Honchkrow later on. So we will Escape Rope, put up Honchkrow. Here we go. This is what the deck does. Callous Wings. For 120, put up a Murkrow. And our attacker is safe, sitting on the bench, just chilling, waiting for their time to come back into the active and deal some more damage. Alright, we get some Twin Energy, we get a Bidoof and a Bird Keeper. So that Bidoof is going to lead us to a Bibarel in the future. That Bird Keeper is going to get Honchkrow into the active. We got some Twin Energy here. I can throw that one down. We have a Evolution Incense, and one would argue, hey, why don't you play that, get another Honchkrow? I don't want another Honchkrow. I am perfectly happy with 2 Honchkrows in play. Honestly, that's a little heavy in my opinion. We don't need the Choice Belt to hit the active currently, so I'm going to put it on the benched Honchkrow. And here we go. Callous Wings, we're going to KO this Crobat V, grab 2 prizes, put up the Murkrow. The Murkrow can get KO'd. The Honchkrow is going to protect itself. 2 prizes here. If one's a Darkness Energy, that would be pretty nice. Ooh, a Marnie. That's not bad either. So they promote the Crobat with 20 damage on it. Now the problem with that is it's got 160 HP, and we at max can hit 150. So we're not getting the KO this turn. And it's got an Air Balloon, so it's unlikely that they're going to be confused if we use Yell Horn and those types of things. So let's see, what do we get here? We get a Dark Patch, which is pretty nice, actually. We will play down the Evolution Incense, grab the Bibarel. Now, I'm going to play the Choice Belt on the Honchkrow here. Mostly just because it gets it out of the deck, but we don't really need it there. What we need is a way to get out of the active. And between this Marnie and the Bibarel, I'm hoping we can find it. Okay, so Level Ball can get us... Ooh. Our Zubat and our other Bidoof are prized. And we did not get a way to get out of the active here. We're not too concerned about bench damage. Not in the way that Manaphy prevents it. Cresselia can... it looks like do damage to the bench, but it's placing damage counters, moving damage counters, not just straight up doing damage, which is kind of Manaphy's Achilles heel. So let's Yell Horn, just because it gets out of our hand, and this Crobat, you know. We do get that Darkness Energy. We can throw it down onto Murkrow here, use it to retreat. So when we get Dark Patch later on, we can accelerate it. And we will go ahead and do 150 to the active Crobat V. And yes, we will switch to the Murkrow. Because we got another Darkness Energy, we don't got to worry about it. And ideally, in the future, we'll get a Dark Patch, put it onto the Honchkrow, and we'll be pretty good there. So they attach a double Turbo Energy to the Crobat. They're probably not going to... like, they can't attack with it. And they didn't retreat, so I'm a little confused by that, but it is the AI. The AI is not great. So we will promote the Honchkrow. I don't really need much. I need to get stuff out of the prizes. That's what I need. I did get an escape rope. And I don't want to give them more cards, so I'm just going to KO them and switch to the Murkrow. There we go. Grab those 2 extra prizes. Let's see what we get. 3 and 4. A Bidoof, which is not bad. We can throw that down on the bench, get another Bibarel going, and for the most part, just draw really well. The biggest issue with Bibarel, and especially double Bibarel, is the fact that this deck is mostly pure draw. And what I mean by that is there's not a lot of discarding. There's not a lot of ways to lessen your hand very often. And so you get in these situations with Bibarel where you can't draw anymore because your hand is so big, but the card that you need isn't there. And that's why we play the Marnie instead of something else that's pure draw. And something that might be a little weaker. Marnie can reshuffle our hand. We don't have what we need. Okay, let's reshuffle the hand, and we will maybe play down a few things, and then we'll use Bibarel to draw. So Marnie's a really good hand reset for us as well. Alright, there's that Cresselia, just taking out the active Murkrow, but as you can see, our attacker is still safe. Now I am going to Marnie here because I'm hoping to find a Dark Patch, just to show it off here. Hey, I did get one. Cool. We can Dark Patch onto the Murkrow here. And you see how I had 3 Darkness Energy in the discard? That's how fast it can pile up. So that's why we play the Dark Patch and why we play 7 copies of Darkness Energy. So play down the Manaphy, just playing out my whole hand here. I could have played the Escape Rope, but that could extend this game a little bit longer. Not really looking for that. I can play Dark Patch, get another energy on this Murkrow, but I'm not really needing to do that. All I need to do, hit for weakness, get the KO, swap to the Murkrow, and game's over. And so, finally getting my Zubat. There it is. Finally getting my Zubat. Sadly, I was not able to show off the Zubat, Golbat, Crobat line, but still, really fun deck. Really glad it performed there, and if PTCGL will work for me, I've been running into a few issues where I can't finish matches, and so my rank keeps going down. I guess going down that way for you guys. Wait, no, I was right, yeah. Was I? No, it'd be going down this way for you guys. There we go. So hopefully I can get that going sooner or later. But thank you so much for watching. Please put a like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content here. Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions on how you can make this deck even better. Remember, it's called MurderKrow. MurderKrow. You get it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep playing Jank.